Hello, guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of Social Gram Samvad Session. Well, इस एपिसोड में हम जिससे बात करने जा रहे हैं उनका नाम है जुबिन जुबिन मेहता. If you have read the book Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, well, pretty close to that, because this guy has been living like a monk for many years now in Himachal, and now he's taking another new step in his journey. And I thought, why not we get to know more about him? So let's talk to Jubin and ask him about his spiritual journey. Hi Jubin, how are you?
Hey Sarthak, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm also good. Nice backdrop, if I can see something.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm in Palampur right now.
All right.
This
All
is in Kangra district.
Yes, few of my friends are from Palampur. Very nice place. Well,
Okay.
सो जुबिन यार अपने बारे में थोड़ा सा बताओ. आई मीन मैंने थोड़ा सा इंट्रोड्यूस तो किया है आपके बारे में दैट जुबिन इज लाइक a person, I gave the reference of monk who sold his Ferrari. And
अभी फरारी ली नहीं थी मैंने, but yeah.
but yeah,
कोशिश जरूर की थी.
Okay. So yeah, please
So yeah,
tell us about yourself.
sure. So yeah, like most of us in India, I did my engineering. I'm a mechanical engineer by education. I worked in Tata Motors for a very brief period in Pune, and I have always had a inclination towards writing, or writing has been my creative outlet, so to say. So from early late school, 10th 11th standards, I used to express myself through writing. So that is the only thing that has been like a supremely constant thread in this 15-20 years of journey. And so yeah, as I was saying, I was with Tata Motors, and during that time only, like, a lot of engineers realized कि यार नहीं ये नहीं करना है, कुछ और करना है. And luckily I found a connection with Your Story. Your Story is a media organization based in Bangalore, which writes positive stories around entrepreneurship and starting up. So 2010, 9-10 is when I started working with Your Story, and I had a good 6-year stint with them where I was writing stories, also building a company. We grow from 3 people to 80 people in that time frame, and the company still, of course, goes strong. While my personal journey brought me to Himachal Pradesh in 2013, and I've been based here since then. And I've been involved in a bunch of initiatives, a couple of social entrepreneurship initiatives as well. And it has been primarily been a journey of introspection and of course maintaining a balance, but a lot of decisions have not been the ones which are you call rational, or a lot of my decisions have been prompted by the fact of what is your inner voice saying. It's a very cliched term also in some senses, but how does one kind of stay true to that? So that has been my journey. 2016 is when I left Your Story, and the next 4 years has been followed by a bunch of Vipassana camps. I went on the Narmada Parikrama. Narmada Parikrama is a long 3,000 kilometer walk along the river.
Wow.
Spent time learning yoga from my teacher in Bombay. And after a lot of these explorations, it's only been last year that I've kind of taken up a corporate job again, so to say. I've worked with this company called Loginext. I handle corporate communications for them. And a lot of creative pursuits still continue. And yeah, that's been my journey in a quick nutshell, and we can explore any area that we choose to.
All right. So I feel this monk wants to buy his Ferrari again. What do you say about that?
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. This monk couldn't sit still for long enough, and he's back in the world.
But yeah, good detour, I would say, for a good time, almost 10 years that you were away from this industry. How does it feel going back to a tech job? Tell us about that.
So, yeah, what I have kind of realized is, like, in all the areas, like be it social entrepreneurship or a spiritual path or a corporate, it's not about what one does in the external. You can, if you want to, so to say, do good for the world or bring about a change, you can do it via anything that you are doing, because
Absolutely.
as Gandhi ji said, like change comes from like change yourself and the world will change if it has to.
Yes.
So that has been the biggest learning from this last journey of 10 years, that I try to look for a lot of things in the external, but at the end it doesn't bring you that solace or satisfaction. That is something that one has to find within oneself and in whatever one is doing. A change in job will not bring that satisfaction. That's been my experience.
So, Jubin, what do you say about after you were you were not a part of your story, and for last 3, 4, almost 5 years now. So how were you able to support yourself? What did you do for your bread and butter?
So in this time frame, as in, of course, my savings lasted for a couple of years, so that took me through. But after that, it was completely leaving it to God or trust in that way. So there were friends supporting, and there was no backup. Actually, there was no backup, as in a lot of things I was pursuing also didn't require money, so to say. And one thing I would say, lucky for me in a way, I didn't have any liabilities at home. So fortunately, both my parents have been working and they've been in good health. So it's not something that I was running away from also. And so I had the full freedom, so to say, to explore what I wanted to. Of course, there were challenges being the only son and not following the regular course. So those were there. And one of the decisions for me to come back to the working world was also that it was a very practical decision, that to sustain this body and this life, you need some money. So you have to do that. So, and it's possible. So one of the two ventures, if one is not very happy with the traditional job, we started a venture for organic clothing, and this was running well. It was my so to say failure as an entrepreneur to make it, but we had all the systems in place. So we were basically working with the local shepherds, collecting wool from them and making it into small sweaters, and then we had also cotton coming in from other parts, like organically grown cotton, and making kurtas and traditional wear out of that. So that was an experiment also that we did for 1.5 years, and it's a very was a sustainable business. It was my personal journey which kind of took me away from that. But to answer your question, I would say that there's nothing wrong in earning money, so to say. That is something apart, and to do that, it can be done in multiple ways. And it's do you want me to so I've been balanced in that sense ki this is needed, so whatever is required for that, I've been willing to do that. So, and the moment you go into any work area, there will be challenges, of course. Each area of work will bring its own kind of challenge. So one has to tackle them and find solutions for them, and keep walking ahead.
Very rightly said that, a lot of times we think about this, that I want to earn more money, I want to earn good big bucks, but it kind of gives us a negative feeling also. We kind of judge ourselves for doing that, but you rightly said there's nothing wrong in earning money if your intent is right. So
because I see this in social circles a lot, as in this is one thing which I saw with myself, as in I was so that is something I had to deal with and understand and learn about myself. Theek hai, as in it's okay to run a good business.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's go a little back and let's figure it out. That what kind of triggered you to the spiritual journey? Was it when you came to Himachal, or was it something before that? Was it some incidents? Tell us about that.
Yeah. So, in hindsight, if I say it, as in this has been a thread which has been there in my grandparents on both sides. So I remember in my childhood, they used to take me to different ashrams and temples, and I still have very, very vivid memories of that time. So there was always a certain kind of a pull or attraction towards exploring that. Of course, it completely or I could make sense of it only once I was in Himachal by, so to say, by myself and learning things afresh. And nature also played a very big role in that. As in, I'm keen. I love to go for treks, and I've done a couple of mountaineering camps. And so the Himalayas, the Dhauladars over here,
Yes,
they have played a significant role in burning this or sparking this flame, because I feel just very alive when I'm in any nature, very strong nature element in there, be it the mountains, be it the ocean, be it a huge lake, a river. So I would say, and spending time in silence in presence of these, I would say, very old saints, that has been responsible for igniting this spark. And in terms of life incidences, there haven't been anything traumatic or which often leads one to start thinking on these lines, but it has been a pretty natural course somehow for me, I would say.
I feel even some spark ignited me while you were talking about mountains and the oceans. And I also feel that yes, there is something about walking in the silence or just sitting in solace in the jungle or mountains. There is something.
Yeah, unfortunately, COVID times that hasn't been possible yet.
So you told us kind of what triggered you during this journey, and kind of how it was always there in your life. But did you felt that you have a need for like while you were on your journey, did you felt that you have a specific need कि मुझे तो यार पैसे भी कमाने थे? Were there doubts in between once your money pool starting getting over? Were there doubts about it?
So money has been I've always looked at as a resource only, as in not as something. I've never had a, so to say, a more towards money key, because I don't have a credit card, I don't have any loans, of course, insurance also nahi. So it just doesn't come naturally to me. As in, of course, you need money to currently looking at the kind of world we live in and how connected it is, and the dependence on market. So that is there, and there is no. So I look at it very transactionally that way, as in it's required for certain things. So you can earn it in a meaningful way, and that's about it. Apart from that, it doesn't really play a big role in my life.
All right.
Was I able to answer your question, or
I'll further add something to this, maybe you'll understand. So why I asked this question was because a lot of time people want to start a spiritual journey, and they are motivated by this inner voice that you talked about, but there's a fear that that what will happen to my parents, what will happen about my finances, so there's always back in the mind that how will I deal with all this? So that was my motive to ask you that question.
So that way, the spiritual journey is a very, very huge leap of faith. So if this question comes, one will not able to do it, as in one cannot jump. if this question, if a doubt
Correct.
is there, then you better do what you are completely secured in, because ऐसा भी नहीं है कि this is a better path and this is not so. So if the pull, if the inner voice is so strong, then there will be no questions at all.
Correct.
कि there will be no future planning, there will be no nothing. But if there is this sense of थोड़ा सा doubt या hitch, there's no point in because it's still a question, as in like there's so many things of if I can there are like 100,000 things that you can do.
Exactly.
And तो अगर कुछ चीज चाहिए, कुछ करनी है और रियली करनी है, तो उसके लिए सवाल ही नहीं है.
Very true, very true. What do you feel is the role of community in your journey? Do you feel कि communities ने आपको support किया? They could be different community और या फिर एक particular community जिसके साथ आप जुड़े हुए हो. So
yes. So I've been a part of a couple of communities, and of course very important when one is beginning on the journey, be it any journey, be it explorations with veganism or the spiritual journey. Everything is spiritual that way, no? So in that sense, community is definitely very helpful because you kind of course not that I wouldn't want to use the word influence, but a certain schedule or a rhythm comes to your lifestyle and a support system of sorts. But at the end of it, what I feel is that community or that strength that we derive from the community, that has to come from within only. Because my guru Nochur Venkatraman, he said one thing which I really connect with, that the moment we put our faith in something outside of us, it will leave us at some point. Be it any practice, be it your yoga practice also, be it your job, be it your business, be it anything at all. At some point, it will leave you. So it is very, very crucial to derive your strength or that source of encouragement from within ourselves. And for that, initially, the community is very helpful. So being in an environment which is conducive to the path that you want to move in. And not create distinctions also at the same time, because when I remember early on when I came to Himachal, that सारा कुछ शहर में जो हो रहा है वो गंदा है और गाँव में अच्छी लाइफ है, ऐसे रहना चाहिए, सिंपल यही है. But human beings are the same everywhere at the end of the day. It's the same, we carry the same anger, the same fears, the same jealousy, the same ambition. So the moment you start living in one place for a longer time, you realize कि यहाँ पे भी यही issues है. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि जगह बदलने से सारा कुछ बदल जाएगा या. So this is what I would like to keep in mind about communities also, that yes, they are important, they play a big role in trying to achieve what you want to work towards, but not become completely dependent on it also at the same time.
You you talked about परिक्रमा. थोड़ा सा हमें उसके बारे में बताइए. That even I was very intrigued when you told us कि यार ये तो 3000 किलोमीटर की जर्नी और पैदल करनी है. What else? मतलब मैं तो ये 17-18 किलोमीटर के ट्रैक्स करके मैं ऐसा हो जाता हूँ कि बस.
ये काफी गजब जर्नी थी. So this is बहुत एक centuries old tradition. And so even Sankaracharya, you must have heard Sankaracharya, जो ये मठ और ये सब. So he in the 8th century as an 8-year-old boy walked from Kerala to Narmada and to do his sadhana and find a guru over there. He was just 8 years old. So Narmada, that way, it's very, very old, and a lot of culture and tradition is built around it, and especially like a lot of saints have meditated around it. And it is said that when the Ganga feels impure, it comes to Narmada to take a nip. So that is so this is what is believed. And so from a very long time, so this has been a spiritual practice for people of all ages, and not only sadhu but people living in a regular life also. They come to this, कोई लोग मन्नत मांग के आते हैं या कि this is not working out, ये करना है. These are also reasons, but just for purification of the self. And
Yeah.
listen, how we would go on a trek in this time. So ऐसे करके this was the tradition. And the thing is, you walk from any point on the river. Amarkantak is where it originates in MP Chhattisgarh border, and Bharuch is where it meets the ocean in South Gujarat, and Omkareshwar is a Jyotirling which is almost at the midpoint. So people usually start from Amarkantak or Omkareshwar, but you can start from any point, keep the river to your right, and walk. And at the ocean, you take a boat and cross over, then walk the other side, full cross the jungle, and then come back to the same point where you started from.
Okay.
And all along this while, you are completely dependent on the people. जो नर्मदा किनारे रहते हैं, they'll offer you food, they'll offer you place to stay. You are just carrying. हम चले थे तो धोती, टी-शर्ट, white, all white, dandi and kamandal, and झोले में there will be one towel and one pair of clothes. तो जब नहा रहे हो तब you change and सुखाओ the पुराना कपड़ा, वही sun में सूख जाएगा तभी, and then you walk back. In the meanwhile, you rest also, and शाम को 4 बजे होते हैं तो then you will figure out, look for places to stay कि भाई कहाँ रह सकते हैं. तो नर्मदा हर is the chant. कुछ भी हो, hello, sorry, thank you, bye bye, I'm looking for help, नर्मदे हर करके चिल्लाने का, तो कहीं ना कहीं से कोई ना कोई आ जाता है.
वाह.
And बहुत ही गजब है. And was very very glad and super happy कि इस era में भी, इस time पे भी ये exist करता है, and there is still it's possible to do this. और अभी भी लॉकडाउन में भी लोग वहाँ पे तो चल रहे थे, उतने नंबर्स में नहीं, बट थोड़े थोड़े नंबर्स, अलग ही दुनिया है वहाँ पे ये सब चल रहा है. So we did this from October 2019 to just before the lockdown, March 2020, 6 months.
It took 6.
And
it take you 6 months?
Yeah. So I didn't walk the entire distance. Last 1,000 kilometers was done in the car. We walked 2,000 kilometers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So traditionally it is done in 3 years, 3 months. 3 years, 3 months, 13 days.
Wow. 3 years, 3 months.
सब कुछ छोड़ छाड़ के लिए. हाँ, तो अभी थोड़ा सब कुछ फास्ट फॉरवर्ड हो गया, तो अभी लोग 6 महीने 5 महीने में भी कर लेते हैं. एंड 2 हफ्ते में भी लोग बस में भी कर लेते हैं ऑन दी हाईवे. But on this, so you're walking through jungles, through almost on the kinare. You will see the river every day. Only dams अब बहुत सारे हो गए, तो dams के वक्त you have to take a big detour, and like for 3-4 days you may not be able to see the river.
What were your few learnings from this journey? Maybe top 2 learnings I would say. थोड़ा मैं उसको ज़्यादा वो कर रहा हूँ, but yeah, फिर भी.
The biggest one तो यही है यार, coming to terms with change, as in constant life is constant change, is like a fast forward of change, as in आपको हर दिन पता नहीं आप कहाँ रुकोगे, as in every night is a new place. Like on this journey we must have slept at more than 120 places. You don't know what food you will get, when you will get. So before that I was also I also had tried, it's a different journey, so like experiments in veganism and fasting and all of this, but when you are on this journey you are completely surrendered. आपको जो मिले वो प्रसाद है. तो मैं वाइट शुगर नहीं खाता था, तो वहाँ पे तो खड़ी चम्मच वाली चाय चलती है, एकदम शुगर शॉट, तो वो पीनी भाई, एक ही चीज मिल रही है तो आप चल रहे हो, तो जो भी मिले पी लो, and it wouldn't affect your body. So I see a lot of people whose diabetes got reversed walking this, whose people walk with a lot of ailments, so यार अब चलते रहना है बस, and people recover fully with so a lot of miracles we saw on the way. So this accepting change and that life is change was, I would say, the biggest learning. And yeah, there are of course then smaller lot of things, but yeah, this would I would say, like if Vipassana is like sitting in meditation and 10 days you are not moving and meditating from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. to 9 p.m. This would be the opposite of it. I would say Vipassana in motion. We are constantly just walking. Yeah, I would just give you one, as in one which stays with me now, as in अब कहीं पे भी I'm okay that कल मैं सड़क पे आ गया तो भी I am comfortable living there, या महल जैसे घर में रख दिया तो भी I am ठीक.
Yeah. Would you like to do that again sometime?
Yeah, I get बुलाती in river again कि once this I was thinking actually इस अभी जुलाई में ही जाया थोड़ा टाइम नर्मदा किनारे पे, so now it feels like home also over there, care you're taken care of and कुछ सोचना करना नहीं है बहुत ज़्यादा, आराम से जाके रहो कुछ टाइम.
वाह वाह. So जुबिन, आप एक अब नई जर्नी स्टार्ट करने जा रहे हो. You're going back to the, I would say, corporate world, and is it a
so as in the external world I would say yes, I'm acting in that world, but the path or the journey remains the same. It's this journey of following inner voice. I use this a little cautiously because I also don't want to encourage rash moves, and I've seen this also ending up in not so nice ways. So I would not say this is the only path and that whatever you are doing you should, but this is a journey of basically finding balance, as you also earlier said, and it can be found anywhere. As in earlier I used to say that yes, leaving your corporate job and having this kind of but it's different for everyone. I wouldn't this has been my journey. I went through all of this, but I wouldn't say that this is what something everyone should follow, or it comes different ways to different people, and one should keep following their own voice.
And where are you going next?
I'm probably heading to 7-8 year journey in Himachal is coming to an end. I've just wound up things last week, and
must be emotional.
Yeah. There's lots of learnings, but it feels the exchange that I've had to have. So I originally come from Baroda, Gujarat, and the plan is now to go spend some time with the parents for now, and then my guru's place in Tiruvannamalai over there. And since work is remote right now, doing that, but it's also a new chapter for me. So let's see where life takes me.
All right. So I'll come to my last question. I mean, I think you have answered already, but I will ask you again. Where do you see yourself going from here? Not the place, but in your spiritual journey, where do you want to grow? In which direction are you planning?
So whatever little I've experienced and what I know, as in I feel that it's an infinite journey. It's not. Again, Ramana Maharshi says that the idea of progress is for the mind, not for the self. And what he means by the self is this, you can call it God, consciousness, science, whatever one relates with. So it's a constantly evolving process and journey, and if I can be true to every movement and in every situation, that is what I hope and pray that I continue doing, and be open, have an open mind, have an open heart, and connect with people. And that's I wonder, as in no one can say what life has in store for anyone.
Yes.
So just being true to this and keep walking and keep sharing and keep loving. So that's the plan.
All right. Thanks, Jubin. With that, I would like to end our conversation. That was an amazing exchange. And
thank you so much, Sarthak. It was lovely speaking to you.
Thank you. Well, मतलब मेरे लिए तो एक सुबह का वो हो गया, एक डोज ऑफ विजडम हो गया मेरे लिए अर्ली मॉर्निंग, एंड
मेरे लिए भी
वेल kind yeah, self reflection ho gaya hoga.
yes
All right. So okay, I'll stop the recording and I'll continue talking to you. Just give me a second.